Hey there. Hey there, guys. Welcome. I am multi-streaming right now, so we've got Facebook and YouTube going on. But anyway, I'm super pumped. I'm going to be making a homemade holiday gift with you. And hey, while I'm at it, these earrings almost look homemade. They're not, but they're so cute. They're kind of like Christmas trees. Anyway, so I thought we would take a just piece of cardboard. Okay, it's cut into a square. You could then take that piece of cardboard and glue some ribbon on at the end, but we'll talk about it, and turn it into an ornament. But you're like, what kind of ornament are we going to do, right? So I thought we would make a cute little snowman ornament. Is that not so precious? Okay. And if you wanted to take it up a notch, like elevate it, you could totally make it with a miniature canvas. How cute is that? It's a little, I think this is a 3-inch canvas, but isn't that so precious? Anyway, what we're going to do, I've got my paints already ready. We were using these earlier in class in homeschool lessons. But so I'm going to take these paints and I am going to, I think my white's up underneath here. Yep, it is. So I'm going to take some white and maybe some turquoise and just kind of work on my sky a little bit. Here we go. And blend in. Oh, sorry. I guess we got to get in the frame, don't we? But blend in some white onto my cardboard. Now, the nice thing about painting on cardboard, guys, is it dries so fast. So that's like a really, really nice thing about working on cardboard. A little different than working on canvas or another type of surface. The cardboard just sort of sucks it in, which is nice. I'm going to clean this brush really, really good and dry it. This is acrylic paint, so I want to make sure it's dried. Now, if you have tempera at home, that'll work just fine. Or if you like have paint pens or something like that, that would work just fine. So now I'm going to put in some snow. And then if we wanted to, we could actually make our snow have like a little bit of texture by using the side of the bristles instead of the tip. So we're going to use the side and we're just going to kind of fluff that on there. There we go. All right. Now we have a little snowy scene, which is super easy peasy, right? Then from here, we got to let it dry. Now, the only reason I use a blow dryer is to dry paint, or to dry my dog after I give them a bath or a shower. But anyway, so we would dry this off and then we could move on to the next step. The next step would be to paint fingers. Now, my family is son and daughter, husband, wife, right? So there's 4 of us. But my kids' families earlier in my homeschool lessons today, they had 4 kids, 2 parents. So, everybody's different, but that's how many fingerprints you want to do. So here I've got 4 fingerprints. Now, technically, everybody's taller than me. So technically, this one would be me because I'm the shortest in my family. But we're not going to do that today. So I might make like this one me, this one my husband, this one my son, and then that one my daughter, even though she's much taller. She's taller than I am. But the cool thing is you could most definitely use a tiny baby brush and look at the details that you can do as long as you are so gentle with your brush and be so soft. And it has to be like the tiniest brush, but you could think about hats and scarves and buttons and arms, and you could even do like little snowflakes in the background. So that's something kind of fun to think about, right? For sake of filming, I already have one ready for us that is dry because I don't want to. It would be a little tricky to print on this right now since it's still wet. But like I said, you really only need to get part of the fingers up with white paint, and then you would just press those right onto the cardboard, and then you've got your family. And then if you need to add more fingerprints, obviously make more. Like I said, I should have made Ava a little bit taller right here, but that's okay. So I'm going to get these paints out of the way because I don't want to accidentally make a mess of myself. And we're going to get those out of the way. And then I found some great brushes some great markers on Amazon. I can't remember. I think it was Prime Day. So, but both brands have worked just fine. And they were like super on sale. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to buy a box of each and give them a try. And really, they both have worked out just fine. But we're going to get these out. There we go. And whoop, there we go. So fun. I love new art supplies. We've only gotten these out a couple of times, but get that over there. Okay, so we want to decorate these, right? So let's say we want them all to have a little carrot nose. We're going to definitely want to use the fine tip, and we can give them all a little triangle-ish carrot nose. Now, again, if you would rather paint this, you most definitely could use the paints instead of the paint pens. But if you have paint pens, oh my gosh, your kiddos would be able to have so much more control using a paint pen than a paintbrush. I'm afraid if kiddos were trying to paint this teeny tiny of a surface, it might be a disaster, right? It very well could be a disaster. So that's something to kind of think about when you are doing this project with them. Is the tinier things, if you don't have paint pens, you might think about doing that for them or set them up for success. Now, black, that's easy. You can always just get a Sharpie. So that's super easy way to set them up for success, right? So we're going to get some eyes on all of our snowman and then little smiles. So I'm just doing little dots for smiles. We could even do some dots on the middle of the fingers to be like little buttons. So now they all have cute little faces, right? Okay, now let's see. Maybe I'm going to have a little artist hat. So I am going to, let's see, which one are we going to make me? I guess we can make me this one, even though, like I said, I'm the shortest. You can give me a little artist hat, and then maybe a baseball cap on the dad, and then maybe a little top hat on my son. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm having to turn it kind of sideways so I can see. There we go. And maybe Ava, what would Ava wear? If she wore any kind of hat, it would probably be a baseball cap too, honestly. But we'll do her in red. We'll do her in her college red. How about that? Or actually, we'll put her in a cute little stocking cap. Maybe she would wear a cute little stocking cap. There we go. Cute little stocking cap. All right. And after that dries a little, we can add some decoration to the stocking cap. Okay. And why not make like a little scarf to match? So we can put a little scarf on. Maybe it's a blustery day and that scarf's going wild. It's gone wild. Let's see. Let's do, is this the fine side? Yes. Okay. There we go. Just doing some little stripes. Little crazy hat, little crazy stocking cap. We got to give me pink. We got to do pink, even though maybe it's not really a Christmassy color, but I see lots of pink at Christmas. So there we go. Cute little pink scarf. Here's a darker pink. Maybe we'll outline with this one with the fine tip. So we'll take this one. There we go. So see how much more fun it is with the paint pens? I think it's so much more fun because you actually feel like you're working on a normal, like you're using a normal supply that you have control over, whereas a baby paintbrush, we don't always have control over what happens, right? Okay, now let's see. Son would wear a scarf. Blue used to be his favorite color. You know, we kind of tend to change our favorites. Ooh, that blends right into the sky. We better get the dark blue. I should have known that. That's really not much darker, is it? All right, maybe we need to outline it with something. What could we outline it with? He used to like purple when he was in high school. All right, we'll just do a little fun. That way we can see it better. There we go. So cute. And we got to do some arms. All right, so let's get some arms added on. I don't know if I like this brown. Looks kind of funny. Here, we'll hold hands. Aw. And then here I am waving, hey. Let's see. I guess there's not really a darker brown. There's a gold. I wonder what this looks like. Just test it out. See what happens. Well, the gold is pretty. So you can see it adds like a little shine to it. There we go. And then, of course, you could add like snowflakes. Definitely should put the year. I feel like we should definitely always put the year when we're doing a special type project. So like I could write the year, oh, here's a purpley color. Maybe we could sneak that right down in here, 2025. That way we've got the year on there, or I could have even put it on the back and that would have been okay too. And then did they give it? Yep, they sure did. They gave us a white. So we will just make a few little flakes falling in the sky. To me, that adds a little extra something. All right. So cute. Okay. So that, my friends, and then I just hot glued a little ribbon on the back, but that, my friends, is a fun little homemade ornament. And really, I mean, the paint might be a little bit more bold than the paint pen, but I mean, they're both like extra cute. right? And they both work. It just depends on what kind of, how heavy of a hand you have, right? So that, my friends, super simple, easy way to make a homemade gift that means so much because it's your little one's fingers and it's like a fun little keepsake. And then when they get big and they, put their fingers on it, obviously their hands will be much bigger when they get big. All right, so now I have some just random pieces of paper that I got out of my closet, and I thought we would make a Christmas card. And I wanted to go super simple on the Christmas card. So I already had this strip of paper cut, but it's a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over about the size that I want my card to be. Now, you could obviously do normal size construction paper. That would be a great size card, but I had this scrap just easily accessible in my closet, so I grabbed it. So now I'm going to trim this extra off. I don't need this, but I'll keep it because it's always good to have scraps. And then now we have hamburger folded card, right? So we've got our little card. And again, we need a carrot nose. So we're going to cut out a nose. I suggest drawing first. So I would really suggest drawing with pencil first. That way you can get it just right before you cut it. So here's a little nose. That'll probably be a good size, right? Okay. Then what about, let's do like a scarf. So my scarf's going to go all the way across. That's obviously way too big. Let's make our scarf a little skinnier here. Trim that. Okay. See if that's a better size. That'll probably be a better size. So way too long though. So I'm going to take this, give it a little trim. There. Now that's the right size, and I can use this to make like the little tassel that hangs down. So I'll just kind of trim that like that, and then we can glue it on there. So it's still together, but we can just kind of manipulate it a little bit and glue it on. Okay. So we've got a scarf, we've got a nose, and then I was thinking this would be really cute to decorate the scarf with. And so I need it to be the same size. So I'm going to take this, trim it down. And then I'm just going to cut little strips. Oop. Okay, so we've got some strips. Now we could start gluing on and see what else we need after we get things glued on. So I've got a glue stick. Here we go. Oh, are you kidding me? I really grabbed a bad glue stick. Hold on. I knew I should have grabbed a couple. All right, we'll grab 3 this time. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on the back of my scarf. Now make sure when you glue it onto your snowman that you're gluing it on the right side. We want it to open like a card. So I always do like that's backwards. So it needs to be this way, right? There we go. There we go. So we've got the scarf placed. Now we could place our nose. So glue on the back of the nose. There we go. And then all these little guys. Oh my goodness. We're just going to rub them right across the glue stick and stick them on. There we go. And so I'm just adding like little pattern onto there just to give it a little extra something. I love how small this card is. It's definitely like a cute little size. And it would probably fit inside one of those smaller envelopes. That's one thing you could do too, is make sure that whatever card you make would actually fit inside a real envelope. So then you don't have to make an envelope and you could actually put it in the mail for somebody. So that would be sweet. Okay. So we got our little scarf on there, and then we need this part, right, that goes across. Although, let me glue a few of these on. So I'm gluing all these little guys on there. So this, I guess, would be like a collage, right? Because we're cutting paper and we're gluing it in a decorative way. And what I love about making a snowman card is give it to the same person that you're going to make that snowman ornament for, and then they coordinate, right? They match. So I think that's kind of a fun concept to make your card match your gift you're giving. All right, now I got to snip this. There. Okay. So now we've got our coordinating stripes. I gave it a little pinch right there at the top so that they overlap. And then you just got to figure out where you want to put it. There we go. Now, what about some arms? So I'm going to take this paper, fold it in half, and make some little jaggedy stick arms, right? So remember, because they're like branches, they don't have to be perfect, don't have to be straight lines. You just cut them however you want. And since I folded my paper in half, it makes two, okay? And then I'm going to glue this one. Where do we want to glue these? Maybe I'll glue it right down there. Normally I would say like glue them on the back, but I don't know if that'll work since it's a card. So I just kind of snuck it up underneath the scarf a little bit. And then the other one, we'll just glue it on the body. It's fine. Normally it looks better to glue on the back, but I think it works for a snowman. I think that's totally fine. Okay, then our snowman needs a face. So you could use a marker, you could use a Sharpie, just use whatever you have. And we're going to do some eyes and a little dotted mouth and some coal buttons. And there we go. How simple is that? Now, if you're, oh, good. My paper was thick enough that the marker didn't bleed through. But if your paper bleeds through, you can always trim down a piece of copy paper to the same size as your card, glue it on the inside, right? You could even print something on this, trim it down, glue it on the inside, and then you've got the inside of your card. So, you know, I wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, some kind of playoff snowman. I don't know. I'm not good on words, but some kind of pun with a snowman would be cute. So anyway, this, my friends, is such a sweet gift, such a sweet card to be able to give with a little snowman ornament card. I mean, a snowman ornament and a snowman card would be so cute to put together. So this, again, hopefully are things that maybe you have around the house. And if you don't have loose construction paper, you can color white paper, cut it out like it's construction paper, or just color straight on to the white paper to decorate the front of your card like a snowman. So there's so many ways around it. Just got to use your imagination and be creative. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I hope that you are having an amazing start to your week. And I'll see you again on here on Thursday for sure, and possibly more. But you guys have a great Monday, and we'll see you again soon.